I literally don't know what the hell else to do. I did everything that I could. I went to college, got a degree in biology. I went to Duke for a scholarship program. That opened some doors for me. And then I went to explore the ocean on the Nautilus, Ocean Exploration Trust. I worked with them for 5 years, exploring the deep sea, describing new species, new areas of the ocean that had never been seen by the human eye before.
Okay, so everything so far is a privilege that most people on this planet will never get to have.
I did that as science manager. I worked my way up from 2019 as an intern, being paid less than everybody else on the team. Cameramen were paid $200 or $300 more a day than me, the scientist running the lab that they were filming.
How would she even know that? 1. 2, the cameramen likely have more experience and have been doing it for much longer than you have. You look very young. 3, for all you know, the cameramen are the reason that that expedition was even paid for, because of the content that they were creating. The first thing you need to do is break out of this mindset that everyone in an organization should and can be paid the same.
They knew my story. It was published in National Geographic. I remember them all celebrating me when I published that article about me being homeless and in poverty as a child, and how much I had to fight to excel to do what I have done. But as soon as I opened my mouth about workplace abuse, being yelled at and swore at the top of somebody's lungs, and having to board and live with that person in a small, confined room for 2 weeks. After I complained about that, amongst a few other things that are microaggressions, the first time in 5 years after working there, they didn't ask me to come back. It's called a silent firing. I was an independent contractor, so they think I have no rights, but in the state of California, I do.
As an independent contractor, you should have the principled position that they owe you nothing and that you owe them nothing, that you can walk away at any point that you want. That's the deal you made with them going into it. So if something changed where you're not on the upper hand of that deal, that's not their fault. That is entirely on you.
You all ruined my life. Ocean Exploration Trust is a facade. They do not stand for people of color. They use them as tokens. And I saw this on my last expedition in Ala Moana Kaiwili.
Is that part of their mission statement? Ocean Exploration Trust and the Nautilus Exploration Program aim to explore the ocean, seeking out new discoveries in fields of geology, biology, maritime history, and archaeology, and chemistry. Jumping ahead, during our expeditions, we offer scientists, educators, students, and the global public a remote exploration experience via live video, audio, and data feeds from the field. As I said, the cameramen are going to be the MVPs of this operation.
All of these colonizing white scientists used language, lies, deception to explore the ocean in the areas that they wanted to. They also covered up the fact that they were looking for deep sea minerals when that was not the plan of the expedition.
Bonus?
But because there were a couple billionaires on board,
Oh, yeah.
and Donald Trump's buddies, they didn't care. They didn't even wear hard hats like OSHA told them to, like they have to. They didn't even follow my rules in the lab. They just walked all over me and pretended like I wasn't there. I lost what I thought was my dream job. But in honesty, I have been protected from a group of people so foul, so deceptive, and do not walk in integrity. There had been several times where I told this organization that they needed to speak out on mistakes that they've made and address them. Instead, they turned off the comments and deleted the posts.
Wait, hold on. Turned off the comments, deleted the posts. So she's publicly calling out this company she's working for. It's becoming very clear why they didn't re-sign her.
I'm suffering now. I have lost my job. I'm living off of $300 a week in Los Angeles on unemployment because of another employer that I had who forced me to stop working because I went on that ship. And because this person wanted me to finish my master's degree. And I was not able to finish my master's degree because of my mental health due to the trauma inflicted upon me by my PI, who quit the university after threatening to take away my income and making me sign a contract.
This is somebody who, regardless of their race, would have a victim mentality. It's not going to help that people will give her a pass for being a victim because of her race, but I 100% believe if she was white, she would still be thinking this way. I see the same type of excuses and blaming others from white people that I know, from ex-employees, from ex-coworkers.
Because she didn't like the way I functioned as a student. She also knew I was homeless as a child many times. Not living on the street, thankfully, like my brother has. Just living with.
And I just want to add that being homeless or your past traumas, they have nothing to do with your performance as an employee, and they should have nothing to do with how much you're paid. You should be paid based off of the value that you create for that organization.
Not living on the street, thankfully, like my brother has. Just living with awful church folk who hate gays and black people.
So let me get this straight. You lived with white people who hated black people and gays, but they let you live with them. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Pretty traumatizing. They policed everything I read. That I couldn't read Twilight or Harry Potter in their house.
Not being able to read Harry Potter. Nowadays, the LGBT community would appreciate that. Not being able to read Twilight, for a lot of people, that would be a huge W. But really, honestly, if not being able to read Harry Potter and Twilight are the two examples that you come up with when you say that your parents are abusive or restrictive or don't allow you to do things, then I got to tell you, as somebody who has had 24 Proctor foster kids and have heard the stories of how bad and restrictive and strict parents can get, you had an amazing household, but you're not going to know that because you have no perspective.
Now, I can't afford to pay my bills. And credit card companies like Chase, who have their wealth built on the backs of my ancestors who were enslaved.
Just your ancestors, right. White people have significantly more credit card debt and pay far more in interest than your ancestors. White people have a credit card balance of around $7,000 versus blacks, it's almost $4,000. So white people almost have double the amount of credit card debt that you do. So white people have a higher credit card balance, and there's just more white people that have credit cards.
Taking my money because of credit that I owe, which I understand, taking my money out of my account when it's literally already at $0, sending me into overdraft, right? And then I have to pay overdraft fees.
That's the worst.
I have done so. Why am I still struggling in poverty? All you told me to pull me up by my bootstraps, and that's what I did. I did more than a lot of you ever could do in your life. Another credit card that I have two. Jeez. I cannot enroll in the low financial income, whatever repayment program because I don't make enough. Because my expenses are more than what my income is. So what do you think the only option is now?
Get married.
Just let the late fees rack up. That's what they said. There's no other option.
That's
other than probably closing my account, but they didn't even mention that as an option.
Once again, it's their fault for not mentioning that that's an option. Look, get married, move in with somebody, lower your expenses as a couple, and start paying down that debt. Oh, but that's taking advantage of somebody. Is it though? If you are going to be a good partner to somebody, is it taking advantage of them? Are you not going to be helping them cover their expenses as well? Pool those resources. Get smart.
When y'all say reparations aren't needed, I'm going to need you to really, really try to be smart. Try to.
Reparations now.
Read about it. Because my father was picking cotton as a child.
What university did she say she went to? Slavery ended in 1865. If her father was picking cotton, that means that he was paid to pick cotton. The majority of Americans your age are struggling right now. I hope you get yourself in a better situation, but you're going to get there a lot faster if you can change your mindset. and stop blaming other people.